Hi, everybody. Welcome to Show It Live here on showitto.com. I'm Field, and this is Liz.
We are so glad that you have joined us on this Tuesday morning. Show It Live is a weekly webcast that our team here at Show It, we put together each week, and we love to talk about topics relating to photography, small business ownership, and anything having to do with creativity, because we love creativity here.
Yeah, and we do it every Tuesday for the most part. Occasionally, we throw in a Thursday for giggles.
Last week was a Thursday.
Last week was a Thursday, yeah. Today's a Tuesday.
If you're wondering what day it is, it's definitely Tuesday. Maybe most of you celebrated Martin Luther King Day yesterday. Maybe had the day off of school or work. So it's kind of one of the shortened weeks this week.
And today, I just remembered, is my father-in-law's birthday.
Oh, well, congratulations to Field's father-in-law.
Happy birthday, Ken.
Happy birthday, Ken. That's awesome. That's great. Well, we have a great show for you today. We have an awesome guest who's going to come on and talk about a topic that we think is really important to building a business that you love. Yeah,
half of a great photography team is joining us. The other half is joining us in chat.
Yes.
Which, if you can see the chat, it's on the right side of Liz, my left, your right. Log in. Let us know where you're watching from. And then also, if you have questions throughout the show, feel free to pop them up in there. Jeff is actually going to be on to answer some, and then we'll get to any that he can't answer here on the show.
Yeah, it's going to be so much fun today to talk to Erin Youngren. Like Phil said, she is half of the amazing duo of Erin and Jeff Youngren. They're known as the Youngrens. They are wedding photographers based out of San Diego, California.
And I just found out that Erin is actually from Twin Falls, Iowa.
Oh,
yeah. See, this is where the chat comes in, people. This is what I love.
Chat is fantastic.
Or Idaho, not
Idaho. Idaho.
Idaho
and Iowa are both beautiful, but they're a little different. Idaho has a lot of mountains, and Iowa kind of flat.
Idaho has the most national parks out of any state,
and fantastic big potatoes.
Yep.
Now I'm hungry. I'm thinking about food. And if you love food, good segue, right?
Yeah. Food, eh?
Hey.
Food. So food, guys. Talking food. We are actually thrilled because this year at WPPI we're having the 3rd annual Show It Here dinner. So if you're going to WPPI, you can actually go to our Facebook page, the Show It Facebook page, and click on events, and you can find the 3rd annual Show It Here dinner there. It has a link to where you can buy tickets to the 3rd annual Show It Here. It's going to be a big deal.
Oh my gosh, it's so fun.
Each year we get to hang out with amazing people, and that's awesome. We get to hug them. There's really good food. There's a pretty sweet discount on the food. But this year, there may be some additional reasons to go. Let's just say this year at WPPI is going to be a big year.
You don't want to miss this.
No, and the dinner is amazing.
Yes. So go to facebook.com/showit, and that's our Facebook page. And there you can grab your tickets. We still have a handful of those left. We hope that you will come and join us. It's going to be a really, really fun way to kick off WPPI.
Yeah, agreed.
So,
it's going to be awesome.
We would love to introduce you now to our guest, Erin Youngren. We want to show you her Instagram page because you guys, I love Instagram. It's one of my favorite things to go through and see.
Scrolling.
Yeah, and see where people are going and what they are doing. And you get to get a feel for Jeff and Erin on their Instagram page because they're so much fun. And they're out there and they're shooting these gorgeous, beautiful weddings. But they also have just great personality and fun about them. I got to meet them in person at the Pursuit Conference in October. And it was just great to get to know them, as people not offline but in real life, which we love.
I want to get to know them.
I know. Well, we should start talking to her.
We should.
Good morning, Erin.
Good morning. How are you guys?
We are so good. How is it in San Diego this morning?
It's actually wonderful. I'm so excited. The sun is back out in San Diego, the sunny city. It's been raining a lot, very cloudy for a little while. So I am just loving the weather right now. We're back to our normal San Diego.
I feel like since Christmas, the West Coast has just gotten nothing but rain. And now finally the East Coast is kind of getting their winter weather and it's gone back to normal. I think it's going to be 70 degrees here in Phoenix. And so it's no longer really chilly and I'm actually kind of hot in my sweater, which is not normal. The guys like to keep it like Arctic chilly around here in the office. But
yes, it's been wonderful. And we shouldn't complain. We need the rain. It's been wonderful. We spent a summer where we definitely needed some moisture out here. But and the mountains are getting a lot of snow, which is wonderful. So we'll be taking some trips to the mountains to go snowboarding. I'm a mountain girl. I am from Idaho.
Idaho. Okay, awesome.
I don't read so good.
Well, Field's not wearing his glasses, and we kind of both have that problem. You're smart. You've got your glasses on today. We need to do that. But the reason that you're here today is to talk about a topic that's really near and dear to your heart. And we are so excited because we love this topic. We think it's so important for people to build businesses that they really love and that serve them and their families and serve their clients well. And so you are on here today to talk about dream clients. And that's something, you and Jeff have been photographers for 8 years now, correct? And you've
almost 10. It's almost 10 years. We got married almost 10 years ago. We're celebrating our 10-year anniversary this year, which is a little crazy to me that it's already our 10-year anniversary. But we started shooting weddings right around the time that we got married. So it's been a really, really fun journey. And dream clients, your Dreamies, they are so near and dear to my heart because I know that they've changed our business over those 10 years. And so I love when other photographers are able to book their dream clients as well, because it's going to change their businesses too.
So what exactly is a Dreamie? I saw this get posted up yesterday on our social media account. Cassandra, our social media manager, had posted it. And I was like, oh, I love that term because it's so fun. But describe for us, really, what is a dream client?
That is a really great question because it's not as obvious as you would think. So dream clients are the clients that you get to work with that I like to call them life-giving clients. They are not life-taking clients. And I think that if you've been doing photography for even just a little bit, you understand what I mean when I say clients that are life-giving versus clients that are life-taking, right? Life-giving clients are ones that bring joy to your business. You enjoy working with them. They are usually the ones that help you produce the best work. You feel more creative as an artist. And the reason is because dream clients trust you. And as an artist, having trust is so important. When you feel trusted, you produce better work. And when you produce better work, you usually do better business. So your business and your art are conjoined twins when you're a creative entrepreneur, right? And so when you book folks that trust you, believe in you, and that you get along with personally, then you're going to do better in your art and you're going to do better in your business. You're going to make a lot more revenue when you work with folks that you enjoy working with. On the flip side, have you ever, gotten an email, ding, from a client that makes your stomach drop? That you feel like you're just not excited about this person. You wake up on the morning of their wedding possibly and you feel already drained before even going to the wedding.
You don't even want to reply to the email.
No, it's the initial inquiry that has like, these are the 40 must-have photos that I need because I saw it on Pinterest.
Exactly. They're people that you don't feel that camaraderie with. You don't feel connection. You don't feel trust. And they usually take a lot more energy. They take a lot more of your time because it's just not as easy. It tends to be more difficult. And it's not because they're bad people. I want to make that clear. They're not bad people. It just means that they're not the right client for you. And guess what? There's probably a photographer out there that's perfect for them. They are a dream client for somebody else. So it's important that you book your dream clients and that the person down the road books their dream client because they're completely different from one another. What I love about this so much is that dream clients help you understand how you are uniquely made, that you are a different artist than everybody else. And I firmly believe that until you start booking your dream clients, it's really hard to believe that you are actually unique. And this really became super clear to me a few weeks ago. I went on a mileage run, and I don't know if you know what that is, but
Definitely not.
Not something
Just
we would
to let
do.
you know,
what is that?
Don't know what a mileage run is.
Jeff and I fly Delta, and we fly a lot. We travel a lot for our weddings. And so I needed a little bit more miles to make it to the next status on Delta for this next year. And so I flew at the very end of the year. This was December 29th or 30th. At the end of the year, I flew to Atlanta, up to LaGuardia, got off the plane, walked around the terminal, got back on the plane, flew back to Atlanta and back to San Diego. I did this in one day. But I got a lot of work done, right?
See,
and
I've heard of these mileage runs. Like that I've heard of. I thought you meant like Todd, our CEO, ran a half marathon on Sunday.
Oh, no.
No, I thought it was...
We thought this was some kind of like you were running on the beach situation that we would have part of. We would cheer for you.
Yeah.
No, not Erin Youngren. I do not run. I play volleyball. You don't run volleyball. I let the plane do the running for me. So
Yeah.
I get off the plane in LaGuardia, and it's holiday traffic. It's crazy. Everyone is everywhere. And I had just spent the last 6 or 8 hours on the flights dreaming about my dream clients, doing a lot of work, a lot of writing. And so I'm hyped up. I'm motivated. And I get off the plane and I look around and I'm all excited. And I look at these faces and I say, there is nobody here that cares about what I do. There's nobody here that I matter to. I am literally just a face in this crowd. And why does anyone care about my photography? Why does anyone care about my writing? And it was this moment where I just felt so invisible, and it hit me really hard. And then I sat there and I said, but I don't feel invisible like this all the time. I actually feel pretty motivated. And why is that? And honestly, the first thing that came into my mind was our couples. And I said, you know what? When I get to work with them, when I think about them, when I think about photographing their weddings, I suddenly feel like I matter, because I matter to them. And I know that that's the feeling that a lot of photographers have when they get to work with their dream clients. And so I got back on the plane and I said, okay, I'm remotivated, and I started working again and started writing again, and it was a great flight home. And so I think that feeling of invisibility is one of the most difficult challenges that we have as artists. And we all want to matter in our art. We all want to do important work. And part of being able to do that, part of having the freedom to be able to do that, is working with people who are going to allow us to do our important work and are going to appreciate it in the end.
You know, I love, Erin, that this is something that you had this realization 10 years into your business, that this is something that it continues to kind of come up, that you can be working, and you can be working with your dream client, and you can still have a moment where you're like, oh, I feel invisible. And I think that that's something that happens a lot in the photography industry, where you think, well, if my name's not in the magazine, and you know, if I'm not being featured here, if I'm not on this blog, then I don't matter. But really, you have the opportunity to matter in such a great way to your clients. I actually got to have dinner last night with one of my brides and grooms and meet their brand new baby. And it was really fun to think that relationship continued on, and now we have a friendship that grew out of it. That's just awesome, and I wouldn't trade anything for it. But I'd much rather have that than a feature somewhere else. But I think what you have found is that by finding your dream clients, other things happen. You and Jeff get featured all the time on blogs because you've got this great connection that's happening that helps to create this beautiful art that you guys make.
Yes, definitely. And I think that it's, if we're, like you said, we're 10 years into our business. If I had been sitting in the airport and I felt that way, and I didn't understand who my dream clients are, and if I didn't have them on the roster for 2016, then that feeling could have overwhelmed me. And I've been there many times where that feeling does overwhelm me. And I think that when you don't understand your dream clients, and when you're not actively going after them, then that sense can be really paralyzing in your business. And that happens quite often. So that's another reason why it's so important to understand who you're going after, because that feeling of overwhelm, that feeling of what am I going to post on my blog? What am I going to post on my Instagram? How am I going to build a tribe of followers? That feeling can be so overwhelming because you just don't know what you're going after. I like to think of the dream client as, think of a big empty wall in your office. And for most of us, I know I've been there, our marketing strategy is more like wadding up a wet paper towel and throwing against that wall and seeing what sticks. But when you know your dream clients, then all of a sudden you have a bullseye on that wall. All of a sudden you have something to go after. And with everything that you do, with every blog post you write, with every post to Instagram, with everything you put on Facebook, you suddenly have a bullseye. And your job is to get as close as you possibly can to that bullseye with everything that you do in your marketing efforts. And so it gives you clarity. It gives you focus, as well as that encouragement and feeling good about yourself and feeling like you matter. You have clarity and focus to go after what it is that you want to go after.
Awesome. So let's get into the nitty gritty here. How do you attract a dream client?
Once you've identified who they are.
You got that target on the wall. What are you throwing at it?
Yes, definitely. I think that's very important. So first you have to know who your dream clients are, right? So you have to have a good sense for their, not only their likes and their habits, but you have to understand their values. And I think this is what's so important to understand, because I've done so much research on this topic, and it is remarkable, guys, how limited the education is when it comes to ideal clients, when it comes to target audiences, when it comes to avatars, which are all different words for the same thing. Dream clients and dreamies. They're all the same vocabulary. There's a very limited education. And the people that I have found that write about this, more often than not, they're very shallow and when they talk about their target audience. And they don't go nearly as deep as they need to go. And so especially in the wedding photography industry, this is really, it's really interesting. I found very few people that go beyond those surface characteristics of know what car they drive, know what clothes they wear, know what grocery store they shop at, what kind of purse do they carry, what is their age, what is their gender. Things like that are all very important to know. But if that's all you know, you're not going to be able to go after them, because guess what? A lot of different kinds of people shop at the same grocery stores.
Yeah, that's only scratching the surface.
Exactly. And so you have to know the why behind why they are doing what they're doing, why they choose to spend their money the way that they do, why they're buying that certain car, why they're shopping at that grocery store. Because your dream clients all have the same why. And they might shop at different grocery stores, but because of that same why. So you need to know their values. For example, with our dream clients, to give you a concrete example, our dream clients, we like to call them the poorest rich people you'll ever meet. So they're the kind of folks that will never wear flashy clothes. They'll never wear a designer purse. They don't drive big fancy cars, but they have a lot of wealth. And they spend it in different ways. They usually spend it on their family. They spend it on experiences, on dining, on food, that kind of thing. And so we know that when someone walks in our door that is very flashy, then they're not a good client for the Youngrens. However, we have a different brand that we own and operate here in San Diego called Bauman Photographers. And guess what? The flashy folks, they are the dream clients for Bauman Photographers. So I know exactly who that bride is perfect for. So you need to know the underlying values, and that's how you'll be able to connect with them on Instagram. You'll be able to write captions that connect with their value systems. You'll be able to write blog posts that connect on those levels. Instead of just writing about, hey, here's my car that I just bought because all my dream clients buy the same car, that's not gonna do it in the end. They're not gonna book you because of the car you drive. They're gonna book you because they connect with you on a value level.
That's awesome. I love the idea. We talk a lot about what is our why as photographers, but to think about it from like what is their why and what drives them, and why they would be then attracted to you, what they see in you, because so much of it is just surface level. You got to get a little bit deeper. I know you and Carrie do this, where you guys get to really know your clients, but then you also really know when someone sends an inquiry that just isn't the right fit, but you know who you can send them to that is the right fit.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's key to get to understand really who they are. And there are simple things like the first initial contact, that email that they send you. You know, you can read through it and say, you know what, I know who would be a good fit. You know, like I know a photographer that this would work really well with, and it may not be us.
So Erin, do you and Jeff meet with all of your clients in person or via video Skype before you ever book a wedding to make sure that your value systems match up?
You know what? We actually don't meet with a lot of our clients in person. We meet with a lot of them over the phone, which I feel is just as effective. And most of our couples are not here in San Diego, which is why we meet with a lot of couples over the phone. And the reason why I'm able to understand them and know that they're really perfect for us is because I have developed a set of value questions, is what I call them. And these are very important questions, and you need to know what these questions are for you. So I'm talking nitty-gritty sales process. Write these down. You need to get to the point in the conversation where you need to start understanding what their values are and what's important to them when it comes to their wedding. And that way you can position yourself to be able to fulfill those values. Okay, so my value question that I ask every client at some point in the process, and this is usually after 20-30 minutes of getting to know them, I then transition the conversation. I haven't talked about budget yet. I haven't talked about money or pricing or anything like that. I transition the conversation by asking them, When you think about sitting down after the wedding day and looking through your album, what kinds of moments, people, and emotions are you most excited about seeing captured in your photographs? And their answer will tell me immediately what's important to them, because it's whatever is top of mind when it comes to their wedding. Okay. Another question that I ask as well is, do you guys have like a 30-second clip in your head of what your wedding day will look like? Tell me about that 30-second clip. Whenever you think about your day, what is the vision that you have? And whatever they're thinking about will tell me what's important to them. And then I ask them, why is that so important to you? Why is it so important that your guests have a great time? Well, the clip you have in your head is walking down the aisle with your dad. Tell me about that. I ask those leading questions to find out more of the why. And then I can really understand if they're really ideal for us and how ideal they are, and then how I can position us to make sure we're the perfect fit for them.
Love that. Now, do you intentionally, with the first question where you ask them after the wedding and you sit down and you're looking at your album, what do you envision seeing? Are you sort of planting the word album in there because that's a value that's important to you, that they have something printed after the wedding, to see if they say, oh, well, we don't really want an album, and then that would maybe immediately be a disconnect for you?
Oh, of course. I put the word album in there so intentionally because Jeff and I sell a lot of albums. It is the biggest product that we sell. And I honestly, every single one of our couples buys an album. It is very rare that they don't. There's a number of reasons for that. Our entire pricing structure is built around an album. We don't upsell albums or pre-sell albums. That's not how we do it. But we do sell an album with nearly every couple that we book. And part of it is because I know albums will connect with our ideal clients on a value level, but I also sell the albums in a way that connects with them on that legacy level. I know that that's important to them, and that's how I position an album. You can position your albums or your products or whatever you sell in any way that you feel fit for your dream clients. So you can sell albums to a lot of different kinds of dream clients. You just have to sell it in a way that makes sense to their values.
That connects with them. I love that. Now, people are always looking for the quick fix, right? And thinking, oh, I want to do this. I want to start booking my dream client tomorrow and not book anyone else. And some things take longer to implement over time. But there are some immediate things that you can start doing right now today if you were watching the show. What are some of those things, Erin, that immediately start to get you as a photographer into this space of attracting your dream clients?
Yes, definitely. So there's a couple things that I want to say about that. I'm going to give you the first step in discovering who your dream clients are. But first, I want to say that it can be a scary thing going after your dream clients, because you have to say no to a lot of people because you're saying yes to your dream clients. Okay. Now, what I don't want you to get from all this is that, that you're going to say no to everyone that comes through your door this year because none of them are ideal, and you're only going to book one wedding because they were the only dream client that came across your doorstep. I don't want you to do that, because the reality is you have to pay the bills. You need to book the clients you need to book in order to make sure your business stays afloat. However, you need to start thinking about how to actively go after your dream clients. When it comes to weddings, the turnaround will be a little bit longer. However, you are going to up your percentage of dream clients that you get to photograph every year. This year it might be 1 or 2. The next year it might be maybe 50%. You got pretty good at it. You were able to book half your clients were pretty dream clients. The next year will be 70%. The next year will be 90%. You're going to work towards that. It's your goal. Okay. So here's the first step in discovering who your dream clients are. Now, Jeff and I have a friend who's an audio engineer. He's super, super talented. We love him a lot. And he had a mentor when he was on the road touring for concerts and that sort of thing. And he had to decide what jobs he should take. He was a freelance artist, much like we are. And his mentor said, think about these 3 things when considering a new job. First, is the job going to be challenging for you? Are you going to get better at your craft because you took it? Second, will it be with people that you enjoy working with? And third, will it be good money? Is it going to be worth the payment that you're going to get for it? If the job has 2 or 3 of those qualities, then it'll be a good job to take. So if it has at least 2 of those, it'll be good. You'll be working with good people and it'll challenge you as an artist, but the pay isn't that good. It would still be a good job. However, if you're only doing it for one of those reasons, if you're only doing it for the money, You're only doing it for the people. It's not a good job to take. And I thought that was really interesting. And so I took that concept and I applied it to what we do here. And I want you to think about 5 to 7 of your past clients that you feel were pretty ideal. They were your favorite clients. Now, if you don't have 5 to 7 past clients that you loved, or you're just starting out and don't have many folks yet, think about people in your network. Friends of friends, acquaintances, people that you know, that if you had the opportunity to book them, you would just die. You would be so excited. So write those people down. And then next to those people, I want you to put these letters. So the first letter is P, and that stands for profitable. Mm-hmm. So did these clients make you good money? And I don't mean did they pay you your biggest package, but what I mean is did they pay you your asking price without asking for discounts or anything like that? Mm-hmm. The second letter is R. Were they going to refer for you? Did they, are they, or will they be a part of a network that you want to be a part of? Okay, more dream clients work with dream clients. They have dream client friends, so you want to be parts of those networks, okay? Mm-hmm. So that's R. P for profitable, R for referrals, and then C is for connection. So did you have a connection with them personally? Did you love their style? Did you have a great time at their wedding? Did you like the vendors you got to work with? You know, that's C. So P for profitable, R for referrals, C for connection. Write those letters down next to those favorite clients, mm-hmm. and that will help you study them. That will help you know which one of those are actually ideal, which ones will be a really great fit, really good ones to pursue, and who you should study more of. Okay, that's the first step. There's a lot that goes into this. We have taught workshops on this that took 2 days for people to discover their ideal clients. So what I've done is I've put together a guide. It's a free guide, and it's for your listeners, for your viewers. And you can get that guide at theyoungrens.com/dreamies. Okay, and that guide has our top 5 tips for booking your dream clients on the spot. So it's very sales oriented, which is great if you want to up your revenue this year. So that guide is chock full of information on how to book your dreamies.
Nice.
That's awesome. Thank you for that. I love takeaways. I like I always like the workbooks.
You're looking for those PRCs.
Yes, looking for the PRCs. And I think it's great that there is kind of an action step that you can take that's not just like, well, I really liked working with them, and it's digging in deeper. Mm-hmm. Why did I like working with them? And I think that the profitability point is such a good point to make, that it's not that they necessarily booked your highest package, because in my experience, my clients that booked my highest package were actually the ones that ended up needing a little bit more, and they weren't necessarily my favorite situations. Maybe the ones that were in the middle were more my favorites, and they just connected better with who I was. Yeah. But if I was just looking at numbers, that wouldn't come across on the sheet.
Yeah, and I love how you mentioned it's not necessarily that, but also, did they ask for a discount? Those type mm-hmm. of things. Like the dream clients, you get them and it's like, oh, what are your packages?
Right.
Perfect. Let's do that one. And
they're willing to change their dates just so you can shoot their wedding.
If they love you and they have that trust is one of the biggest things mm-hmm. ever. Like, I trust you to do this. Like, here's this. Yeah. Like, show up on my wedding day and rock it. It's like, oh yeah, that's perfect. I love that.
That's awesome.
PRC.
When in your business, Erin, we're running out of time here, but one of our last questions, when in your business did you and Jeff start to realize that this was the sweet spot for you and you wanted to spend more time on it? And I think it's great now that you're sharing this with other people and getting the idea out there, but was there a specific turning point for you?
Yeah, I think so. And it didn't happen until 4 or 5 years into our business. So we've been doing it for a little while. And we just realized that there was this network of clients that were so fun. We really loved them. And they were the ones that kept bringing more clients. And they were the ones that were really driving our business forward. And so we wanted to figure out how to book more of them. And so I sat down and started thinking about it. And really there was one family in particular that were just really remarkable. And they've been life-changing for us in so many ways. They've taught us how to build community in our lives and how to build a foundation while we were young. And, they were just really, really wonderful people. And so we started studying these folks, and that was when we learned who our ideal clients are. And so our ideal client profile, we have a 1-sentence profile, which is what, I teach a course on this. It's in our shop. It's a video course that walks you through this process. And at the end of that video course, you have a 1-sentence profile of your ideal clients. I walk you through the entire thing. It's the whole shebang on how to know your dream clients. And so our sentence profile is very powerful in our business. And our dream client has a name. Her name is Emma. She's very wonderful. I love her a lot. And I actually sit down with Emma and I ask her questions. And I say, what do you think about this blog post? What do you think about this marketing strategy? Would you be interested in doing this? And that helps us make decisions in how to attract more of our dream clients. And I think what that does is it takes me outside of my business, because my ideal client is not me. My ideal client is an outside entity that is grounded in reality. It is grounded in clients that I've actually had that I really love. So it's more real, more tangible, and in that way it's a lot more effective.
I love that, because I think it's so easy to get confused by, I am my ideal client. Maybe not necessarily. That's not necessarily true. I know that I aspire to, travel around the world, but I really haven't traveled much around the world. I've been to 7 countries, and I want to go to 17, but my ideal client might be someone who has, gone to a handful more. So I think that's really fun. Janice had a question in the chat. Erin, she was saying that she's working with 2 potential clients right now, and one maybe feels like it might be ideal. Like they didn't have any sticker shock, didn't balk at the prices, but the other one, she's not sure, how can she convert her from that sticker shock place to actually being an ideal client? Can you convert an ideal client, or are they just inherently who they are?
I think, if someone comes in and you're not sure if they're quite ideal, I think that what you need to understand is that your ideal client, your dream client, that 1-sentence profile that I have, that sentence is so ideal that not every person that walks in your door is going to embody every single one of those qualities, because it's so specific. And specificity is incredibly important. You're not going to have a really effective profile until you get incredibly specific. But not every dream client is going to exhibit every single one of those qualities. They're going to be nuanced in that. So what you want is to find clients that have a higher percentage of those qualities. And sometimes you'll find folks that maybe 20% is ideal, 30%, 40%, especially as maybe you're starting out or building a client list or really solidifying your network. You can connect on that 20%. You can connect on that 30%. And that's where you can really focus your efforts and say, this is how I'm perfect for you. This is how you're perfect for me. Let's work together, because I'm going to fulfill this picture of happiness for you. So you can find those qualities in a lot of different people that are ideal, and then that's where you can really connect with them on those values.
And then do they get extra points if their name is Emma? do you like +5? Ideal +7.
Yeah, our dream clients are usually overachievers. So if I tell them you get a sticker and an A+ for having the name,
change your name.
Stoked.
Oh my gosh, I love gold stars. I just want
oh yeah.
Gold stars. Flair.
I love that.
all hashtags, all the flair.
All the flares.
No, what I love that you get really, really specific about it. And it reminds me a little bit of in sales. I used to work at a television station in sales, and you would do sales training, and you would have these, sort of fake conversations with your colleague where you would practice selling them. Role playing, right? There's the word I'm thinking of. But I think being really specific about it, and then understanding this person isn't going to actually walk through your door, but in your mind, you've kind of gone through, who they are, where you can connect with them, and actually thinking about this and being intentional about who you book, and not saying no to everyone, but starting to, maybe say no to some when it's just not the right fit, and being able to give those referrals to your friends is so much fun. I have loved
when I can. Or to another business you own.
Yeah, or to another part of your business. It's so much fun when you can refer someone, to another photographer and be like, oh, you are going to be the perfect fit for Ace and Wim. You've got to call Carrie. That's a great thing to be able to do.
It's a lot of fun. And then you also, mean, that's how best friends in this industry happen. It's like, oh, they've sent me 17 people. It's
right. Like, oh, I should start sending them some my way too. No, that's great. Erin, thank you so much for doing this today. The information is so valuable, and I love that you have the downloadable worksheet. Remind us what that URL is.
Yes, so the guide for how to book your Dreamies on the spot that has a lot of tangible sales techniques in it. It's our top 5 tips for selling to your dream clients. You can get that guide at the youngrens.com/Dreamies. Yeah. And that's DREAMIES.
And you can also text the word Dreamies to 44222. Yes. Jeff threw that out in the chat. So if you're not in the chat, you Dreamies to 44222.
Get your phone out right now.
Yep. And do be careful, because what we realize is that Dreamies sometimes autocorrects to Dreamers.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not Dreamers, it's Dreamies. So that's a good way to remember it. Do not let it autocorrect. Dreamies.
Oh, autocorrect. Some of those are really funny.
Yeah, it's my fave. Oh. Well, Erin, thank you so much for joining us. And Jeff, thank you for joining us in the chat. It was lovely seeing you interact with people on there. So we really appreciate you being on.
You guys are fantastic, and thank you for sharing what you know and helping people to build better businesses.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much for having me. This was so much fun, and I hope that more of you guys get to book more of your Dreamies this year in 2016. So you can do it.
That's awesome. It's a great way to start the year, right?
For sure.
It's a great topic. I am so glad that you guys have joined us this week, and we hope that you'll come back next week. We have Allie Horman on the show.
Oh, I love Allie.
Yeah, I love Allie too. She's going to talk about being a better blogger for your business, because that is one of those areas that really can be tough for people, and we think blogging is really important here at Show. We actually have a blogging guide. You can get that by going to showat5.com, putting in your email address, and we'll send you our 25-page blogging guide. But join us again next week, Tuesday at 10 a.m. with Allie, and she's going to be giving you some tips to actually get your blogging done in 2016.
All right, guys, go get those Dreamies and have a great week.